let's talk about sports.
More specifically, let's talk about athletes.
More specifically, let's talk about black athletes.
What about black athlete activism?
How about black athlete activism in the NBA?
Oh, we should totally do that.
There was an article just today, May 28th, 2015, in the Washington Post about this very topic. Hunter Schwartz wrote this piece that argued that the NBA is actually the most political of sports leagues.
You don't say.
I just did.
Yeah, Robert, we saw Derrick Rose do it on Saturday when he wore an I Can't Breathe t-shirt, and LeBron James has done the same before their game tonight against the Nets, paying tribute in his own way to Eric Garner and his family. We saw Kyrie Irving. You see him there to the right. He is also wearing an I Can't Breathe shirt. NBA players using their star power to protest and demonstrate in their own way.
They were wearing these black shirts, which explicitly aligned themselves with the movement, but when these athletes commented in post-game interviews or in conversation with the news media, the rhetoric of like what they told sportscasters was really obscuring their participation in the movement.
And obviously, we know as a society, we have to do better. We have to be better for one another, no matter what race you are. But it's more of a shout out to the family more than anything.
And the more attention we can bring and awareness we can bring to it, I think it's great. You know, it's not a color issue, it's a people issue, it's a citizen issue, and everybody's due process.
Well, I mean, I think it's us supporting that movement and supporting each other as well as athletes. And if we ever lose the courage to be able to speak up for things that we believe in, I think we really lose the value that our country stands for.
We can kind of see the ways that these achieve a certain distance from the, Black Lives Matter movement.
But despite what athletes say, their actions become part of the movement. Specifically, the images that circulate of them wearing these shirts are powerful statements for racial justice.
There's a definite intent here. These athletes, they know what's up with these images. They know that wearing a shirt for even 2 minutes on the court is going to spread to tons and tons of people.
I mean, think about it. You have the internet and mass media and all of these like small acts of protest of them just warming up, but the images of them warming up in them over like their approved uniform circulates throughout the country. It was mediated by the media. Athletes know the power of social media. They know that images do work. They can vocally justify their acts of protest in this like non-polarizing way. They know the images are going to speak for themselves.
And in fact, we would argue that they cannot make this statement with their mouths because of certain expectations that are placed on them within our sports culture.
The images can be radical because the athletes can't.
So it kind of boils down to this idea that athletes are supposed to be commodities. Nike or Adidas, these huge multinational corporations have a monopoly over sportswear, uniforms. The athletes have to wear all these very branded capitalist things.
All of these incur fines. Like, they should get in trouble with the NBA commissioner and with these big capitalist sportswear companies. You kind of can't not draw these parallels between the commodification of yesterday, but the commodification is a really hard word, slavery yesterday and the commodification of today's athletes. We can say that athletes' voices are depoliticized. That is, they're erased from any conversation about social issues.
And athletes' bodies are commercialized. They're identified by statistics, forced to wear clothes that advertise for a multinational capitalist brand.
But their decision to wear clothing that conveys a political message actively reclaims the objectification to which they're subjected.
Yeah, it's as if to say, oh, you're going to put my body on a screen, you're going to tell me my body is what I am, well, I'm going to use my body to make a statement.
Great. And then also all of this alludes back to Tommy Smith and John Carlos at the 1968 Olympics.
Yeah. This image became quite iconic and also circulated, much like these athletes' I Can't Breathe images. It made a very powerful statement to a very, very wide audience.
And so a closing question that we have is, like, should athletes have more institutionalization to their protests?
Should they come together in, all the teams are going to present a united front to support a cause.
An event that was brought to our attention is the Ali Summit, which occurred in Cleveland in 1967. And they were really effective because it happened in an institutional way. Athletes came together, decided together what they wanted to do.
So we're not here to say that, athletes need to present a united front for, their protesting to be effective. But just that it's a different kind of protesting, and it's worth asking why they don't do it, or should they, or can they, or how. We have more questions than answers. And so we definitely come to this with a certain kind of knowledge. We've researched this, but that's just one kind, and it's just our kind. And I know personally I don't really watch sports, so it's new to me. And also I'm white.
Yeah, I'm white too. I'm Latina, but I'm red as white. We don't experience the same kind of racialization that Black people in the United States experience. This is an introduction, but it's also going to always be incomplete because of our position.
And there's just a lot missing in terms of, we didn't talk about Black female athletes or the role masculinity plays in the movement and in sports specifically. And we also want to note that we tried to make this a lighthearted video.
We think we're really funny.
Hilarious, yes. We want it to be engaging, but at the end of the day, these are very, very heavy issues, and it's a definite privilege for us to be able to joke about them, because these aren't things that we experience. So if you do experience them, we hope we didn't take them too lightly, and if you don't experience them, just acknowledge that these are real and felt.
We'd love to invite you into the conversation, and so leave a comment and let us know what questions, concerns, and we'll do our best to respond to them as we can. Thank you so much for listening. If you made it through this entire video, you have some stamina.
You are a slam dunk.
Ready, break!